Retro Bowl, the game that we all know and love, is supposed to be simple. But there are 10 tips that the pros use to get on top. And I'm here to tell you them all. Okay, so for our first tip, you're going to want to hit this little tool icon, and you're going to want to hit weather off. This is because the weather uses up a lot of CPU that you can use for playing your game to make it less laggy. Are you tired of running out of salary cap? Well, here's a tip that you can use to fix it. You're going to want to set your roster to 12-man. I think the default's 10, but if you hit that button, you can get 12-man, and that'll give you some extra salary cap. Our next tip is the kickoff return. So to enable kickoff returns, you're going to want to hit kickoff returns on. Go into your roster. Choose any. The players can only be running backs, wide receivers, or DBs right there. So I'm going to choose my running back. And then, as you see, if I get into the game, the kickoff will happen and I can return it. If you want to take a knee, just hit that forward button, and there you go. Okay, so for our fourth tip, it has something to do with the gameplay mechanics. You're going to want to go in here and start your game. A lot of things that people sometimes underestimate is their QB. Your QB can run if you turn that throw button that way, and if you get a fast QB, then you can run for like 8 yards. So if there's nobody open, you could just run with your QB. Our next tip also has to do with more gameplay mechanics. If you are to hit your receiver just like that, because I'm so good, you could juke and miss. So you can get more yardage. Do you just want to play a game but not worry about that record? Well, I have just the thing for you. You need to hit this button right here, hit that button right there, just like you should hit the subscribe button. We are so back to the tip. You could set this one to human. You could change your team. There are no star players, so if I were to choose Buffalo, the team would be 5-star, 5-star. But then this, you could either set it to CPU or human, so you play it both. So here's what it looks like. You would play it like this. So this is you. And then you would hit this button. So even though they aren't stars, they're good players. Like that. So let me just turn it over real quick. And we'll see. Bro, am I too good at the game? I'm just too good at the game to intentionally throw a pick. Okay. That should be better. That should be good. Bro. Catch the ball. Yeah, see, if I throw the pick, usually it would go over to a CPU, but since I turned on the human thing, this is now player 1. On to tip 7. So this tip has to do with the roster button. You're going to hit that one, and then you're going to hit that football helmet icon right there. Interestingly, you can do a rest all mechanic. So if you're getting ready for the playoffs, you could just do that. Your players won't be playing, and they'll get back to 100 condition. Tip 8. It has to do with the Hall of Fame. You're going to hit that button, and you can actually go to the Retro Bowls and see which ones, which were the previous Retro Bowls. So this is me, Carolina. I've won the past 2 Retro Bowls, so that's why it's in gold. So just a little tip for you nerds. Our second to last tip, the 9th tip, you're going to want to go down to that roster button. You can click on every individual player. Say you don't like their name. Hit that pencil icon. You can change their name here or change their face up here. So I can make them look like that. But maybe like this. And then you can confirm it and go out here. He changed. Okay, so this next clip will split into 2 parts. So we'll demonstrate how good it is. It has to do with the kickoff return. You're going to want to go, and when you get to the kickoff return, this is a normal kickoff return without going to the side. So a normal kickoff return would just be running straight. So you see, it doesn't go very well. Okay, so let's try a different way. If you go there, you can kick off again, but instead using the arrows, what I like to do is move to the sidelines. Not there so you have space to juke, but you have space to run. See, that got us way further, and all we have to do is press a few keys. That was 10 tips that the pros use to master Retro Bowl.